then privilege is real, but it's also misunderstood, especially when it comes to Black women. And so today we're going to dive into a topic that I don't feel like is talked about enough of like the Black woman, then bullying amongst our peers, our others, people within our race and people outside of our race. But majority of the time, I get these kind of back and forth and complaints and jealousy because I am a slim woman and a slim Black woman from my own peers, other women that are in my community. And I truly just don't get that. Then privilege doesn't mean a slim woman never struggles, never face insecurity, or never experiences hardship. It simply means that in society that's obsessed with, bodies that are thinner and often treated as more acceptable, more disciplined, and more desirable, whether we ask for that or not, that privilege shows up in small ways. So, how our clothes fit, how doctors listen, how strangers speak to you, and how your body is discussed publicly without your consent. For slim Black women, then privilege comes with the contradiction. On one hand, we may benefit from being closer to Eurocentric beauty standards. On the other hand, we are constantly reminded that our bodies are wrong for Blackness, that we're too small, too straight, too delicate, or not thick enough. So the privilege exists, but it's also tangled with a lot of policing, projection, and resentment that people don't always want to acknowledge. A lot of the hate slim Black women receive has less to do with us and more to do with what we represent. When someone is unhappy with their body, their life, or their sense of worth, it is easier to project those feelings onto someone else than to face them internally. Slim Black women often become a mirror, reflecting insecurities people don't want to sit with. Instead of asking, why do I feel uncomfortable? They ask, why does she think she better? And jealousy doesn't always look obvious. Sometimes it shows up as jokes, backhanded compliments, or constant commentary about eating habits and weight. Sometimes it sounds like you need to eat, and ladies, y'all know what I mean by that. You'll have so many women, and it's usually bigger or obese women that are telling us that we need to eat more, or you're too skinny, or you need to get some meat on your bones. And it's really distasteful, and it's really like, why would I want to gain a lot of weight when I know how shallow society is? I know that's not good for my health. And I know that is going to, put me down on the social status scale. And I'm a Black woman who desires a soft life. Obviously, I care about my looks a lot. I care about who I am as a person. I care about my body. I care about what I put in it. And I'm aware of thin privilege. And a lot of times these women, because they secretly wish that they could be thin, and they understand that thin women, especially when you're attractive, slim, Black women, you get treated a lot differently, and you are a threat. Don't be skinny and have education and be able to be successful and be able to be in rooms and have beautiful Black features, looking classy, and you walk in the room. Your competition is more than likely slim to none. There is no competition. There is no competition. And when you're a slim Black woman, it's usually bigger women, because Black women, let's just be honest, we have the highest obese rate out of all groups of women, right? They want to try to put you into that category as them so that you can be lower up on the podium and you can get the type of stuff that they get from men, and you can attract all the dusties or all the hoodlums. And that's just not what we're trying to do, right? And these statements that people make to us, there aren't even any truth to them. They're really just defense mechanisms for their own insecurities. And when someone feels threatened by our existence, they try to minimize it because what is pushed on to Black culture TV. And I'm going to talk about Black culture TV because other races of women have already figured out that in society, if you want to be treated at the highest standard, if you want to get the best, if you want to receive the best, if you want to date the best kind of men, if you want to date men that are of high value, if you want to be attractive to most men, then you need to be slim. And a lot of times, I believe that in our community, people are trying to get us to not be slim and get us to be obese because a lot of times these men, especially some of these Black men that say that they prefer thicker women or they prefer women with more booty or whatever, they know that when you slim down and you're skinny and you're in shape and you're attractive, they know that other groups of men, all races of men, are going to be lining up to you, which gives you more accessibility to a different kind of lifestyle. It gives you more higher standards, more expectations, and it's more competition for men that are trying to pursue you because you are at the top of the line. And because so many people want to keep Black women down, they want to try to tell us that we look better when we're thicker, or we look better when we're obese and we have all this extra skin, because they know that Black women are top tier. Black women are the exoticals. Black women are the most favorite group of women. I really don't care what numbers say. I don't care what stats say. Outside of the stereotypes that they try to place amongst us when we're ghetto, we're this, we're that. But when you're like faced against all those odds and you're faced against all those stereotypes and you are attractive and you are slim and you're not loud and raunchy and you speak with wisdom and you have education and you can walk in a room and be the center of attention, you are a major threat. And so in order to keep us down and for us to be, in their eyes, less desirable, or try to keep us the less desirable group of women, they want to try to make us be obese. They want to try to make us be overweight because they don't want to put the work in and they don't want to see Black women grow and be successful and experience a soft life because they want to keep us hard and masculine. And then there is a great myth that slim Black women are arrogant or stuck up. There is a stereotype that slim Black women think that they're better than everyone else, even when we're minding our business. Our confidence gets misread as arrogance, boundaries gets labeled as attitude, and silence gets interpreted as judgment. The truth is, many slim Black women grow up hyper aware of their bodies and learn early on to protect their peace because they're constantly being discussed. What people often call stuck up is actually self-preservation. So when you spend years having your body debated in group chats, family gatherings, and online comments, you learn to pull back. You learn to not over-explain yourself, and somehow that quiet self-respect gets twisted into a narrative that you're cold or conceited when really you're just tired. And as a slim Black woman myself, I am extremely tired. I'm extremely tired. I'm tired of people always like trying to comment on my body. And like I said, it is from, my own group of my community trying to tell me, oh, you don't have enough booty, you don't have enough that. Baby, I'm going to stay natural and I'm going to stay what I am. And I'm not going to fall for like the thick BBL propaganda because I know that is going to attract different kind of groups of people and different type of groups of men as far as dating life that I don't want in my life. I'm a Black woman. I date all groups of men, and I'm not opposed against interracial dating, and I do date outside of my race as well. And I'm aware that other groups of men in different cultures, from my experience as a woman that does date interracially, they do not prefer obese, bigger women. I used to work with a Korean, and she was maybe a size medium at best. And she told me how much she needs to go to the gym and she needs to work out and she needed to lose some weight. And for the life of me, I just could not understand why she felt like she needed to lose weight, because to me, she looked great and she wasn't that big. But she had to tell me that her Korean husband, doesn't like her being thicker. And that is a thing in Asian culture. That is a thing in white culture. That is a thing in Spanish culture. Some kind of Spanish cultures, not all, not as much as the other groups, but it is a thing with other groups of men that desire a slimmer fit. I mean, and let's just be honest, when we're slim and we're fit and we're feeling good, we're looking great, our face is slimmer, our face is at its best, we can fit into everything. And other groups of women from other races as well are extremely jealous of our slim, beautiful frame. I've had places where we actually went out, me and a couple of my girlfriends, we actually went out to a nightclub on my birthday, and it was more of a mixed club. It was a Latino club, and we were getting all kinds of compliments, Black women that are slim fit, dress classy, dress nice, looking best, hair done, nails done, everything did, having sew-ins, not having crazy baby hairs across our foreheads, looking beautiful. And it was so many non-Black women that literally, like, they could not take us when we were around in the room. They literally tried to stand in front of us. Even like women were giving us stares. We even had a group of women that like followed us upstairs and downstairs, and we were like, what is going on? And I thought that I was tripping until my friend said something to me like, hey, did you see that she just literally followed us from upstairs to downstairs to like try to track us? And even one of the girls stepped on my friend's shoe, and it almost like got into a physical altercation because, she's jealous. So a lot of women, they understand that if Black women understood their worth and Black women understood their beauty, and if Black women prioritize fitness more, and I'm not saying that Black women don't, but I'm saying majority of Black women do not prioritize fitness, and it shows. But if we did, we prioritize fitness more, and we prioritize, being slim, and they had to deal with that kind of competition, they wouldn't like it, because a lot of people know Black women's worth, and I believe that Black women that understand their worth, they're a super triple threat to others, and they just don't want us to know our worth. And this is why it's so much jealousy and there's so much push in the media, even from my own group of men that want us to be obese and overweight, because they don't want us to attract these group of men, or they don't want us to have higher standards. And they understand that if we have higher standards and we start going outside of our race and we start doing different things, that would force them to be more accountable and to level up. And most people within our community, they do not want to level up. That's just the truth. And I'm not anti-Black. I love my people. I love my group of women. I think Black women are the most beautiful group of women there is. And, you know, I love all races and all groups of women. But I just have to be someone that's giving the truth. And that's another thing within the community. When you're someone that speaks the truth and you're going outside the box and you're not afraid to talk about the issues that you're experiencing within your community, they want to try to call you a sellout or say that you're a sellout because you don't want to be overweight. And society pits Black women against each other. So one of the most dangerous things about this conversation is how it turns into competition instead of compassion, because society benefits when Black women are divided, thick versus thin, light versus dark, soft versus strong, instead of questioning unrealistic standards or patriarchal beauty systems. We are encouraged to fight each other for a validation that was never meant to be evenly distributed in the first place. So this division, it really creates resentment where there doesn't need to be any. So a slim Black woman existing confidently doesn't erase or invalidate fuller bodied Black women, and vice versa. The problem is in body diversity. To me, it's the idea that only one type of body can win at a time. And when we internalize that lie, we end up attacking each other instead of the systems that profit from our insecurity. It's the same as when people from society, they try to shame Black women for their natural hair and saying that it's not appealing, etc. When we all know that when Black women wear their natural hair, or when they're wearing in a fro, or whether they're doing twist outs or bantu knots, they are literally exotic. They literally look like freaking Nubian, African, beautiful queens. And I'm a woman that wears extensions myself, but when I do wear my natural hair, because I do wear my natural hair sometimes, and I do, have it up and I do have it out. And when I was 100% natural, the amount of compliments that I received and the amount of aura that I felt just within my hair and within my temple was absolutely insane. Like, your crown is power. And a lot of Black women, they don't want to wear their natural hair, mostly because of society shaming, but some of them are just like me, where it's just, we just don't want to deal with like the maintenance of it all. But when we wear our natural hair, we stand out. We stick out. Like, Black women stick out. We have all different hair textures. It's no one else like us. It's no one else that look like us. It's no one else that is so different within our culture, where we have some Black people that don't even quote unquote look Black, or we have different noses, we have different lips, we have different features, we have different skin tones. Like, we are the chosen ones. I really do. I believe that Black women are absolutely incredible women, and I really do wish that we can have some more unity within our community as far as that. Slim Black women, we need to reclaim our confidence, and we don't need to be apologetic for it. So slim Black women deserve to exist without being humbled, corrected, or emotionally taxed for their bodies. Confidence doesn't need permission, and self-love doesn't require explanation. Being thin is not a moral achievement, but it also isn't a flaw. It's simply just a body type, one that deserves the same respect, neutrality, and freedom as any other. At the same time, acknowledging thin privilege doesn't mean carrying guilt or shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. And growth happens when we hold two truths at once: that privilege exists and that no one deserves hostility for their body. So the goal really isn't comparison, it's peace. And peace comes from letting Black women show up fully in every shape without punishment. And so what I'm saying to you guys is, slim Black women, I want you guys to understand your power, and I don't want you guys to feel bad for it. Just like when they slammed Slim Kim. I know if you guys are on TikTok, you guys had to see when they slammed Slim Kim just for her saying that she was happy to be skinny. Like, you don't have to apologize for being skinny and being fit. And if you're a black woman that understands society, you understand how society is, and you're trying to social climb or you want to live that soft life, you have to understand that in order to do so, you have to be slim. You have to understand your power. And I don't want black women to feel as though they have to shrink themselves in order for other people to feel confident. Because if we were to give the same energy back, or we were to constantly weight shame other groups of women, and when we speak on other groups of women and their bodies, we're getting told that we're being bullies or we're being mean. However, people get to speak on their privilege, and people get to speak on slim black women with no shame, no foul. So if you like this video and you're new to this channel, be sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe, and drop a pink heart in the chat. Let me know what you think of this video, and thank you guys, and have a wonderful day.